Hey everyone, we have some exciting news today. Apparently, a Bristol academic has deciphered the Voynich manuscript. Oops. And I'm just going to go through the article a little bit with you. For 600 years, it has steadfastly refused to give up its secrets and had beaten some of the world's most brilliant brains, including Aaron Turing. And we'll just go down to here. So a linguistics expert from Bristol University has cracked it, and apparently it just took him 2 weeks. So take this as however you want to. Okay. However, it is very compelling. Okay, so Dr. Gerard Cheshire worked out that it was written in a dead language, Proto-Romance, and then by studying the symbols and their descriptions, he deciphered the meanings of the letters and words. So it was mostly about herbal remedies, therapeutic bathing, astrological readings about sex and matters of the female mind, and parenting. So here are some pictures. I'm sure most of you are quite familiar with the Voynich manuscript. It's so beautiful and interesting. Within the manuscript is the folder illustrative map, and it's been carbon dated, it says, to around the mid-15th century. Okay. Apparently discovered that it was compiled by Dominican nuns as a source of reference for the Maria of Castile, Queen of Aragon, who is the great aunt to Catherine of Aragon. I'm going to put links to this article in the description box. And apparently there's, I don't know what these related articles, I haven't bothered. It looks like there's a bit of advertising here. And as always, you know, I'm just reading this article because it's interesting, but I do not always agree. In fact, I often don't agree with a lot of the stuff on the Galactic Connection website. One of the main flags I have, one of the main red flags I have, funnily enough, is this purple backdrop. And if you know about the Purple Revolution, purple has a very, very specific significance. And I know Alexandria knows this, and the fact that she continues to use it is very interesting. Also, she sells tinctures, so I don't know. I feel there's a lot of guruism going on here, but there's also a lot of interesting and important information that gets passed through here. So please use your discernment. Anyway, I digress, and we go on. So it describes in here that the story tells of a rescue mission led by the Queen of Aragon to save victims of volcanic eruption in the Tyrrhenian Sea in 1444 off the western coast of Italy. And there's lots more stuff going on in here. There's information here where I'm having a hard time reading the I was having a hard time reading the words. So they're saying here that the words describe different temperaments, tozos or whatever, buzzing or noisy, or la la, tolora, noror, os, and oleos. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or not. And this was the picture given. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, exactly how those words correlate to those images. What's very interesting, there's talk of birth control and possibly abortion in here. So very hot topic, especially these days. So, you know, be also aware that this has suddenly been translated now, and it seems to hold a lot of information that seems to be interesting and pertinent right now. So again, they're talking in this particular one here about this image apparently is talking about birth control. The narrow golden taproot, apparently, its bark has the potency to kill the domestic family belly, right? So I'm just curious as to why this got translated in less than 2 weeks or so, just right now, and how it all fits together so nicely. But as I was, you know, being very skeptical and just like, whatever, they actually did have down here some letters and whatnot. So this apparently is supposed to say Mars, and I'm not getting that at all. But there you go. Although here apparently is and Mars, by the way, is is March in French, Portuguese, Spanish, French, Italian, Romanian, Catalan, and Galician. Galician? Galician? I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to say that one. But here, this is supposed to say Abril, which I totally do see. A-B-R-I-L. But this is, there's like, I don't know what this piece is. And also, the other thing is that I was a student in France, and cursive back in the day was taught in a very specific way, and that actually does fit with the cursive that is known, that you're taught. So this is our guy. Okay, he's the translator. That's Dr. Gerard Cheshire. He says what was followed was a sense of disbelief and excitement when he realized the magnitude of the achievement, both in terms of its linguistic importance and the revelations about the origin and context of the manuscript. And there's some text right there. Okay, so here we start getting into how the language works. And this is when I started becoming a little bit more convinced. And what led me to want to share this with you. I mean, either way, I would share it with, on a video, because I think it's interesting. Anyway, I'm going to leave I will say this. I'm going to leave the link in the description box. And you guys can just take a look at it at your leisure. And it does kind of pull together a little bit once you have a little look at the letters when they've been isolated, like in the boxes up there. And I just want to point out to you here that there's a link to the larger article, I believe, there, or it could just end here. Let me just have a quick click, and we'll see. Yeah, it really gets right into it. So if you want to dive right in, guys, the full manuscript has been published. He says, okay, basically here, okay, so now that the language and writing system has been explained, the pages of the manuscript have been laid open for scholars to explore and reveal for the first time its true linguistic and informative content. So have at it. It's there for you to read, and I'm gonna have a look at it, and I will do a review. But if anybody gets there before me, please let me know what you think. Who's to say? They translate stuff all the time. It's one guy who has translated a manuscript, and we all know what's going on in universities these days across the world. There seems to be some sort of hijacking of common sense, and there's definitely a political agenda happening on campus. So, I'm taking this with a cellar of salt, not just a grain this time. But I love the Voynich manuscript, and I'm gonna have a look at it, and I'm gonna have, yeah. So, common sense prevails, guys. God bless, Godspeed, you godsends. Have a wonderful day.